Well, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. As I promised in the previous stream, since it's now October, I'm going to be all spooky. That's right, what's more scarier than a plastic mask? Now, this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone if you've seen the channel. I've played too much Pokemon to not probably get called a furry at least once in my life. So, you know. Right. To be able to hear the game, I've got to do this. I actually have to turn the headset up so I can actually hear it. And if I want to see the screen properly, I've got glasses. I've got my glasses. So yeah, you know. All this to be able to use this bleeding mask. Oh, we've got some mobs entering the actual area. Well, anyway. Last time, we started actually having to do stuff involving Shiva. We even did Snowcloak. And this time, we're going to carry on with that, and also more about our whole traitorous business. Oh, pardon me. With Tendrils of Intrigue being the next quest. Meaning, we can actually assess where we are on the thing. Tendrils of Interest, then Chasing Ivy, then Delecto, and then Minfilia gives us the two quests that revolve around Alpha and Perfeta. And then there's a number of other quests, and then that's 2.4. Captain Ilbert, your report if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us naught we did not already know of Shiva. Oh, damn. We have since handed him over to the Guardian authorities, henceforth the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Fair enough. I trust I'm right. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. Hooray! We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment. Let's go on. You will recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Feeling that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. Those C-O-N conspiracies, am I right? The truth has set me free. Anyway, there were 5 on the list, including a flame stationed at Reverence Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from aboard, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring their needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Vortex. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think we can guess which one. Yes, Alpha, no, I think we all know which one. None other, with a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that is one mystery solved at least. What of the Ivy? Are we any closer to praising off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. A relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. You could say that they got a little sloppy. Spoilers for Stormblood, by the way. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. Actually, no, Boswell's ruled his End of Heaven is quite literally the last dungeon of Heavensward. What am I on about? What was for Heavensward? At least try to keep the multiple expansions apart. Anyway, if you consider that then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. True. You mean that the agent is among Valbin's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment? This is the most plausible explanation. Pardon me. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. That does make sense. Slip into a position of authority unremarked and remained above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised. Though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Old Ours was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limzo and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and Order of the Twin Adder. That's still quite wordy. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones mind under the same leadership. Only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Although its military was made up of desperate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Ralph faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Especially in a place like Older, where they needed the men. Indeed, and given the passing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. Yeah, I dare say we all could have done that if we were there that day. A good deal easier than now, aye. More flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, public and the private. Though the monarchy people ultimately agreed to support the organisation's founding. It was not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nell Van Darnus's ambitions been any less apocalyptic, see end of the original Final Fantasy, you may be sure that they would have never have risked supplying Robin with an army. Tis but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present, even as we speak, our Doman allies are shuddering several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Starting to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. Expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. We'll continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, I'll have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Ironwork informing him of our success in identifying the heretics and betters. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the English Guardians. Well, hopefully. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As Commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany, Chris, as the realm's stoutest champion. Tis only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the Antidestined has already given her consent, lest you worry. Oh, that means I can't find Ophelia first. Ophelia, no says I have to go to the boring security meetings. That's what I have now again. Like me, you're doubtless eager to conclude our business with Ice Heart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Damn. Ophelia now conducts no effort to secure an entire well. Till such time as they succeed, let's just we give some thought to the realm's other problems, i.e. this whole traitor business. I still go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nausicaa's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. Hooray! Hand in hand, as believable. Right, so yeah, off to old Gridania. Whether that's through teleportation and the time we started there. Or, yeah, I don't know, maybe the teleport I could just return. I'm an idiot! My giggles, no! And off over to the conduit field. Most used Net, I'd say, in all of Gridania. My thanks for coming, Chris. When you're ready, speak to the conjurer yonder and she will show us the Lotus Stand. Yeah. I know how to go into Lotus Stand game. The Alliance of leaders await you. Will you be joining? Yep. Cutscene time.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
Alright, who's leading?
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
And I'm sure we'll never have to worry about that guy. Wait, no. Empire's against an empire.
Who?
Best case scenario. Best case scenario. Best case scenario.
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zos Galvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign.
To be fair, if you make a big, huge fuck-off empire, you kind of do need people who are good at, you know, making sure that the land doesn't fall apart at the seams when you're busy doing the whole being emperor thing.
Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
How unfortunate.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
Ah, well. Empires don't fall that easily, Alphino. Empires don't fall that easily.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
There's always going to be the stronger elements. I like how we're just hearing the leaders talk about this, but meanwhile we actually get to see.
Yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Oh, well, well. A big threat for us to have in the future. It's not everything's going to be the Garlean Empire's fault.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall.
Well, he's got
For there
the
are
army,
none
that's
left
gonna
with
make it
strength
easier
enough
time,
to
that's for
oppose
sure.
him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions.
Sensible.
But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Well, considering the Meteor Project was
Plainly,
basically
the new
a way
emperor's
to
intentions are
murder
of great
everything,
concern to us
even
all.
before Bahamut.
I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald.
Assuming that it is taking time, Bomb and Ferris is about to declare war on Eorzea.
Moreover, I move that we
There you are.
re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side.
I'm sorry, Kenny.
Could
Sam, I
Eorzea
have a
but
feeling
stand
that
as
it's gonna
one,
take a whole
'twould deal a
expansion for that.
grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
We've tried, damn it. But I mean, we've tried nothing and it didn't work, so let's not bother. I am the nerdiest of trolls.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack.
About time.
Who knows? They may even do something about it.
We can only hope.
If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Oh, that's what happens when you've got spies supposedly in high-ranking positions. It just lends it to be much harder to actually contain any secrets. This is why you have a good spy master with a good intrigue score, damn it. And also, ideally, you stop killing random people. that tends to also help. It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the fact of a resurgent Gullimord is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust among the Sims, and the nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like. But their unity means little unless to the common folk. Indeed. Take the Lamenzas, for instance. Though Admiral Melwib outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog swiling... That's swilling. With legged cutthroats. Aye, me hearties. Limsa is still the pirate home. Now where's the wench? And likewise, the Guardians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees. Hey, I'll have you know the trees tell me some very interesting things sometimes. And the Eldar scored as swindlers who worship coin. Eldar is ran, even though there's a monarch, it's ran with a whole syndicate of rich people going, I believe that this will be the best cause of our land. And everyone going, yes, exactly, the money should be more valued in that sense. So you can understand why these understandings occur. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that kind of Eldar society theology, for example. That's beside the point. The fact that people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict of continent is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the activism of Omega, in order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare, and thereby club their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle music. Let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened his list of suspects. Good. And by happy coincidence, the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. How convenient. Hunt nears its ends, Chris. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilbert near the Adder's Nest. We'll give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Corfaz, it may be well that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. Okay, so we're moved away from Shiva for a little bit. To deal with this whole Ivy shenanigans. Also just updates of Dolomord as per usual. Ferris. He's got some work to do before he's able to start declaring war on us at Sea Stormblood. So, thankfully, we won't have to worry right at this very second. Hello, Ilbert. My thanks for coming, Simon. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. Oh, okay, I guess our work here is done. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, anyways, we do get started. Ilbert is convinced he has discovered the Ivy's identity. Well, let's see if he's right or wrong. If he's wrong, then just going up to someone going, you there, you're the spy, is probably not the wisest decision. Listen well, the spy we've been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Aline Wollery, Wurban's second in command. And off she goes. Prior to joining Immortal Flame, she was a mercenary, no more renowned, but her skill with Pollen had to be seen to be believed. Of his Guardian path, she was the highest ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring Flame General himself, of course. Yeah, I'm not. When he formed the Grand Company, Valbin chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. Montrose saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. And 'twas no secret they did not favour foreigners, British Guardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the alliance. Yet the monetarists did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Warlane was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the monetarists? I thought I heard someone say my name. Nah, though. But you see, pointy ears means they can hear better. See, I'm hearing perfectly fine with these ears. It's just that the game's coming through But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Rollaine's presence here now. As you may be aware, is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Valbin attended the Council of Alliance Leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. Yet she was there in the meeting instead. The woman has no business being in Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless. On some pretense, she is up to something. Mark my words. Even as we speak, I've doesn't men trawling the Flame's records for evidence of Rollian's guilt. But if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. And if we're barking up the wrong tree, Ilbert, how much reprimanding should I do with you? Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing, and the docks. Every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. What remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely upon your eyes, sire? You know what, I've got nothing better to do, so sure, why not? You have my thanks. Let us go then, and take care not to alert our crew. What this entails is us having to go to where Ilbert's gone and talking to him more. As to be expected. Lorraine is heading in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, sire. Quickly, I've only got so long a sprint. Oh, okay, good. We're on our way to catch a potential spy. Maybe they will be foolish and kick out my hand. So Wolverine has entered the car line canopy. Means someone perchance? Probably she means to board an airship. Maybe she's gone into one of their lovely end rooms, where you'll be able to take a nice western relaxation of one of those beds. And hey, if you want to change your clothes and even do a bit of glamour, you can do that too. All for the amazing price of doing enough quests so that the place gives you it for free. Pray look for her within. If she is not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. Ephemine is her name, and I shall remain here in case Rolling reappears. Right. Well, let's go to the airship landing. Which is good. But first, such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? Social visit, you say? How pleasant. No, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger and none bore any resemblance. Well, don't let me keep you. Well, you know, it's good to keep up with how everyone in the Crystal Plagues are doing. Well, she didn't go this way, so unless she can materialise through walls, or maybe she just wants to England if she's willing to take a nap. I don't know. What we do know is we've got to go back to Ilbert. Nowhere to be seen, you say? And you are sure she did not board an airship? She's not come back out either. Pardon me. When the stone house could she have gone? The Roost! How could I forget? Greetings, good sir. Might I interest you in some Muntai tonic? A covered day and June's a man of great figure, if you take my meaning. Perhaps another time, friend. Wait. That necklace. You are a shinobi of Doma. The woman you seek is left with Dahlia by way of Westshore Pier. She was attired as a merchant. These eyes are not so easily deceived. If they wish to take your search to the East Shroud, rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. Thank you, Doman. Thank the 12 for the Domans. Were it not for their unique talents, well, we may have disappeared without trace. Thank you, kind Doman. Sadly, although the Daystar Warrior Magic does look kind of nice actually, you can see it here, it's very lovely. Would fit with the rest of our attire at the moment, but sadly it is worse than what we've got. So it means it will be forever doomed to be in my armory, just or used for glamour at a later time. Infragrant Delicato. Can we use better word language, please? A hunt leads us to the Shroud Side. It's just we follow Rolene's example and take the ferry from Westshore Pier. If Dallas wish to make certain preparations, see to them while I go on ahead. Shall wait for you at Sweet Bloom Pier. Well, Ilbrid's off to do that, so just my follow suit, basically. To the East Shroud, well, to the way to the East Shroud, because damn it, the quest requires us to do that instead of just going to the East Shroud by default. Damn you, game. As is guild, the second most likely Avenat shard you use in Dahlia. As he is at Sweetman here, and it is quicker to do this than to teleport to the Hawthorne Hut. So, you know. This way, my friends. Ah, Yagiri. Nice of you to show up. Your quarry makes for the Hawthorn Hut. If Warlane is truly the one we seek, suspect that she means to take contact with her Garland masters there. An explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware the Garlands have their own method of communicating over great distances. But our ingenious friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupt these communications. We can store them around city-states. In doing so, we've made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Warlane would thus have no choice but to wander through her Imperial contact directly. But as a well-known face in the Immortal Flame, she cannot move about Farland without being recognized. It will only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. It is for this reason I believe she has chosen the Black Cloud for her Palestine meeting. The Allison Archon site here. Her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads. True enough, I guess. As my scouts tell it, the Garlands have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices, and whether such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi has thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. Good. This is it. We need only make the Hawthorn Hut and catch Warlane in the act. Unfortunately, me being here is probably the worst idea, because she probably knows what I look like, because I've been knowing some of the stuff to do with, especially with our alliance meeting prior. She was in the room, like, well, in the area, so, you know, seeing me would probably be the worst thing possible. Well, regardless, there be the Ilbert, and you do what you do this time, hooray! My people report that our crew has to pipe for the bramble patch. No, we get tangled in bramble again. The Ivy returns to the knolls when she came, but perhaps it is all for the better. To convict some of the first standing, we will claim damning evidence against her. It will be better to catch her in the act when she meets with her Garland masters. My countrymen and I shall wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. Right. So the plan's quite simple. Let's head into the bramble patch. Bramble patch. Ooh, okay, very fast. And we talk to you Gary again! Hooray! And cutscene this time. Well, you won't for 27 minutes, huh? God, only 27 minutes? Just beyond boys and conversation with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer. Imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it, with me! Oh, Ilbert probably shouldn't just rush. But no, okay, we all agree to rush. I would say take a position that allows us to overhear the conversation without getting noticed, but... Flame Marshal Elaine Warlane, one arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool. Damnation. Yeah, I'll bonk you on the head with my stick. You are surrounded by pointy knives. Do not persist. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely guard for battle. But if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Tulswood? When last I looked, that was no crime, but I was conversing with passing strangers. You would feign ignorance, then. Very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. So this is why I said maybe we should wait to see if we could hear. But I will offer you no struggle after all. I have not hide. Okay, never mind. Well, there goes that line of thinking. Well, we did it! We apprehended her! Hooray! I'd say that was a job well done. Even a warrior of Vanel's renown could not have hoped to escape by force, despite her claims. Her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, It is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then the people of Order will have the grand company they deserve. But let us think of the present, if I may ask. What will you do now, Chris? Probably go back to Corfus at some point. So design and seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. And I dare say you're eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, consider training in the art of the shinobi. You have the aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. Oh yeah, Vogue was introduced in like 2.3, 2.4ish as an additional class, hence why it's only available once you've gone to level 10 and you've got access to being able to change class. I've gotten Rogue, but I don't think I'm only level 11. I wonder if the dialogue's different if you're, say, playing Ninja at the time. I've been video, which means back to Mordor now. Unless he's secretly, like, in the middle of bloody nowhere in Limsa. What else we got? Oh, there's the door. Hold there. Rising Stones. It's nice to be back. Such a homely place. And Taru's busy doing some juggling. Steady, steady. Not bad, eh? With a little more practice, I could earn a fortune at the Ruby Word Exchange. Yeah, maybe. Oh, right. Okay. One issue with this mask is, how the fuck am I meant to drink anything? Well, I'll figure that out. Or pass out. Not figuring out. Welcome back, Chris. Ensign Alvino has a task for you. May I ask what it was? Charges of treason and espionage against Lane Wallane. I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it fails us naught to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I'm pleased to report that we've made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Hooray! And now it's time for a thinker. No recall, Iceheart used the inflight in the depths of Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. It's there that we suspect she means to summon Shiva using the crystal she stole from the House Four Temps caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint. But if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, they must be stopped. And stop them we shall. But first we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established AetherNet and thereby follow our query. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the Aetherite to which she teleported. A prevailing theory is that she destroyed the sacred Aetherite upon arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one, indeed. While discovering the matter at length reviewing on Jay, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution. Well, it was nice trying, but now what? Which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise. A colleague of ours who is currently en route to Reverend's Toll from Charlotte. She should be arriving within the hour, in fact. Since you are here, mayhap we could welcome her together. I'm certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. Oh, onwards we go then. This fine to well born is a perfect time to introduce a new character, or a tiny character even possibly. I don't know. I never played the original Final Fantasy 14, so this is on me. But nevertheless, more people for us to enjoy seeing. Hooray! Well, let us await. And I think the best way to do this is going to be hit my glasses open. And so a caravan does arrive. Who would that be?
Minfilia, am I right?
By Jove, it's a tall woman. Quick, no one activates. Please, no one's activate, please. Confirm things for me.
None
I
other.
was on time for that.
I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and to thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Well, I mean, you could. To be fair, you could always just say no. It wouldn't be that interesting, but you know.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Sharlayan scholar and an authority on Aetheryte technologies.
So she knows
She has
what
played
she's
an
doing,
invaluable
that's what
role
I'm
in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Charmed, I'm sure.
saying. It's nice to meet more people. We'll put it that. We'll go with that. Anyway, talking to Minfilia, let's return to the Waving Stones at once. Then we have much to discuss. Alright, never mind. Yes, Moonbrider is now here with us in Revenant's Toll. Hoorays! And we can utilise the fact that we've got more people, potentially, hopefully, maybe, but who knows? I expect a nice, long, valued friendship to be blossoming over the course of at least a couple of cutscenes. There's only so many NPCs we can focus on at a time, so, you know. Sadly, this does mean some people just end up being at the wayside. Like some of the other Scions, they aren't really even doing as much as they could be. Maybe they'll have that death when we're definitely much stronger than them at this point.
Moon! Gods, it's been ages!
Speaking of
Oh,
songs,
longer, sister.
A joyous reunion indeed.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
Say in appearance and aptitude.
And height, and hair colour. Oh, which would be appearance, but... Yeah, pardon me. Oh.
Everyone, if I could have your attention. We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Sharlayan to assist us.
Hooray.
I bid Moonbreeder join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of Aetherites. Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
This will be able to tap for 1 white mana. Also, your annoying creature is exiled until this leaves the battlefield. Yes, I'm going to make references to magic cards whenever I fucking can, because that's what I'll do. Actually, you know what? There's no Moonbrider magic card. I say that means that the Wizards of the Coast are cowards. Cowards, I tell you. To be fair, I have no idea what you make a card about Moonbrider about, but you know.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be
You didn't
bloody
have to tell
daft
us
to turn your
that.
nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits.
Hello, Urianger.
And nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
Urianger, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Urianger, you need to learn how to duck or to dodge a hug. You need to learn how. I recommend Trails of Cold Steel. That's a great way to learn how to do that.
Unhand
Every
me.
guy does as well, possibly. Yes, it does, because it uses dodges Minions hug. I think Altina also dodged at least one. Anyway. While I talk about Trails more, Urianger gets squeezed to death.
come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me? I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Go on.
Well, Yuyong-Jay, what did you say? Well, Yuyong-Jay
Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
I understand it like
You still haven't found it then? You're missing Aetheryte.
Nope.
We have not. No. We know that Iceheart teleported to an Aetheryte not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate the second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second Aetheryte to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
Which is a problem.
I'm sorry, but if the Aetheryte's been destroyed, then that's that.
You just sent a letter at that point.
Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first Aetheryte, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
Good question.
One of our own bore witness to her escape.
Yeah, hello,
I can say
me.
with
Everyone
absolute
used to it.
certainty that Iceheart used the Aetheryte.
That's what it looked like.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, Aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate.
Right, because when you describe it like a lighthouse, I'm just thinking, oh god, we're abusing Amphiroses.
However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination.
Currents which then get utilized to
Now, these
take all
currents
our
will
money in the
gradually
process.
dwindle away to nothing if an Aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
It's a sound idea.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I mean,
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
oh well, if you don't try, you're never going to get stronger, you fools.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process.
Oh, that's great.
They, however, did not have white aura sight at
Yeah,
their disposal.
That's so interesting. Everyone who's tried to teleport in a specific manner has died horribly. We could see pieces of them there, and then I got told it was a bit too soon to be saying that, but hey, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles and all that. Yeah, okay, so your white aura sights are going to be
I
able
can
to solve
use it
this
to
somehow?
channel all the ether you can give me into the Aetherite. However, white aura sight cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand.
Okay, so it's in a trial.
Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than
This
even odds of
sounds like a
success.
suicide.
And if the
with
worst comes to
extra
worst, your
steps.
people won't suffer.
Though it risked the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options.
Oh dear, Hyden, please let me through this
If the
method
ethereal
of
current still flows,
getting through to
we shall
Shiva.
carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
Because otherwise,
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
let's go gambling. I've seen that several hundred times on various feeds. And to be fair, the person who made that "let's go gambling" thing actually does some good content. It's just, of course, that's what makes its way through to the top. And with that, the instruments of our deliverance is the next quest. When informed Alphinaud of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Monbrider described, he agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. He also said that he wished to meet you at Snowcloak before proceeding. Expect you'll find him waiting for you there when you arrive. I know that I appreciate everything you have done on our behalf, Chris, and I have faith in you will return to us as you always have. Oh, to Snowcloak, which means to Corvus and to Ishgard. Looking at it, since we're on the instruments of deliverance, wow, took us nearly an hour to get to this. Okay, to be fair, there's been a lot less battle and more talking. Really just but now we've done a lot of fighting already with the whole having to do Snowcloak last time, so I'm not surprised in the slightest. That should be so much easier if we actually have a flamethrower. My thumbnail is completely wrong, and I think, does Machinus get a skill that is somewhat similar to a flamethrower? Which means I guess the only way to make the thumbnail accurate is if there's a McSote that happens to be a Machinist. Which I can't be, because I can't get into Ishgard until I've done the main story, damn it! This wall could talk. What? Alphinaud, and Monbrider's here as well. Good to see you, Chris. Starting to wonder if you're having second thoughts. Fenrir sends his regards, by the way. He attends the interrogation of Lane Warrain in Old Ivan as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I need to say, the others are waiting for us at the Everlight. After you, sir. Alright. Cutscene time. Try to put the control down. Oh. Ugh. Well, it's a good thing we've got 5 people who are able to do this thing. Imagine if we only had 4. We'd have to do some kind of cop-out. There, it's ready. Hooray! The only thing is all 5 of those are actually legit targets you can have for White Warsight in Magic the Gathering. And yet, there's not many after you. I think there's a Vandaniel card, a Nemec Silk card. I think that's about it for Ashians. I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past. Ha! It worked! I think. Now's not the time to be saying that you think. Try to enter the right now. Feel for the comet and try to locate the beacon. If I all die, we can all pin it on Alphinaud. Right, no. We will pin it on Dragon. That's just being into We have done all we can, Chris. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we've created. If by the grace of the 12 you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. Indeed. Now, it is 10:15 on a Thursday morning, so I have no idea if we're actually going to be able to get into Shiva. If we can't at all, or it's going to take like a good hour, then we could always turn this into Chris Grind's class stream, and however long he decides to be wearing this bleeding mask. But, you know, can I ignore the possibility that I should have alerted Iceheart to our plans? That's always possible. Should that be the case, she may hasten the completion of the summoning ritual. If she succeeds, we'll have no choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have observations about wagering their lives on the success of Moon Brider's experiment, others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Fully some of the pie, please speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Imrock. He doesn't have the time to say it to our face. Sir Imrock regrets that he could not be here in person and asks that I read you to this letter. This guard faces an unprecedented threat. Yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand post to defend her, Christopher, the warrior light, saviour of Eorzea. Your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Helome bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. Imrock, thank you for the letter. Anyways, we now get access to Afar Amphitheater Hard. As per usual, with it being a trial, we have to go through the duty finder. Says less than 5 minutes. We'll see about that. I have not. Wait, since we've already got access to web pages, because that's what I'm using. Shiva has a stack of gaining a permanent stackable damage opportunity of ice. We switch between staff form, sword form. There's also ads. Ads need to be killed as the ice soldiers need to be killed as possible, fast as possible. Basically, just gotta keep the heals up. Phase 2. Need to make sure that people don't go into the edge. There's a Shiva card you can drop that drops at a fixed weight and some tombstones. And there's 2 different soundtracks as it goes from Footsteps in the Snow to Oblivion. Yeah. Really, it's just there's freeze mechanics, it's a Fombry up thing. Just gotta make sure things don't go the wrong way, you know? Simple enough. At least look simple enough. Ugh. Well, that's ongoing. Looks like that person was just done with Shiva or Snowcloak. I'm going to assume Snowcloak. Because I don't know where you pop out of doing Shiva the first time. As it has been a while since I've done this. This arbitrary time less than 5 minutes, but it could be wrong. I'll try and make sure my glasses are properly on here so I can actually see. So this will also be an experiment. Maybe this is not a good time to be healer for this. Can I do this with the wolf mask on? Can I do this with definitely a little bit of vision impediment, but it's not too bad. It's like the bit in the centre. It's like because there's a bit in the centre. So. As long as I'm not being an idiot. Hopefully my glasses are wearable after this. If they're not, then I have to definitely stop doing this. Which is a shame, or foolishly try doing it again once Level CA comes out. Oh, here I have a question. People can answer, of course, in the future if they happen to be watching this much later afterwards. Which primal has the best design? Could be in terms of the fight mechanics, could be in terms of the design themselves, could be in terms of how the quests felt around said primal. Could be that you had a bad experience with one because of some bloody stupid tank not understanding how tanking works. Or DPS is standing in the fire. Maybe you love doing that. Or I guess in the case of Shiva, standing in the ice. But, you know. Or Poseidon standing on the edge of the fucking arena when you're not meant to. Portrait real quick while we're here, because, you know, Being on touch Mon Rider at the moment. I wanted to join you, but you and Jane made me promise I wouldn't. Apparently the thought of me becoming Shiva's thrall was too much to bear. As if I give her the chance. Well, confidence is a good thing in Rider. As you can see, quite a few Ishtar people and just a guys just around the place there. There's been like this and stuff. Then head up here. Let's sit on the ground is just kneeling like that. Our knees, oh god, in real life my knees are not able of doing that wholeheartedly. We've almost hit 5 minutes. Tell you what, wearing the mask is certainly proven to be very sweaty. You know what? Okay, right, I need to do this because, first of all, incredibly sweaty. I literally need a drink. For the record, I've not been doing too good, so maybe, but I can feel the inside. And it's like there is a lot of moisture or sweat in there. Like straight up, just from not in the ear bit, but everything on the inside. Like that is fucking ugh. So yeah, that's the thing with those kinds of masks. And the fact that there are like professional sort of things, and I believe the term is kigurumi. Basically, I've become aware of it because of a TikTok account that goes by the name of Vai-chan. No idea who she is. Just or why that they choose to do that. Just morbid curiosity at best in that. I tell you what, the holes that are on that mask means that I am breathing properly, which is good. But the sweat. But I made a promise to myself that this is what I'll be doing throughout October, so I needed to take it off for a second. I can tell it's moisture from my breath primarily that's bubbling up, that builds up around it, but like, it's not the easiest thing to wear with glasses, mind, because of course I need them to be able to actually see what I'm doing. And all that. Hello, bud. No, there's no one in here. I just did things like help the party with the clock. There's no other players in this thing, so it's just like so I guess while we're waiting, we can always pet them on boiler. Obviously that's maybe not the best idea, but and of course hug out. Especially since I'm like not I grumble, you grumble. Let's play around a bit. Probably be much more interesting. So yeah. This is exactly what I expected actually. We are probably playing at a not good time. Damn it. My god, it's very white out in this situation. You can fly over to the Gates of Judgment. So interesting that they've done it so that this is just the this is the teleport point basically to because of course you can't just walk. There's a slight issue with trying walking. Because while there is, one of the steps of faith. From here, we're able to go along here onto a small bit of bridge. How far does this bridge go? There goes. No, no more bridge. Actually, we just walked across the entire bridge. Hooray! And while there is more bridge over there in the distance, we've actually run out of ground that's actually walkable. Like, this bit is not walkable at all. This counts as us being inside the Sea of Clouds. That actually just shows you just how much. To be fair, they need to have so much of it because, of course, of the coordinates for snow crab and the stone pigeon. Well, stone pigeon, but still, and also stuff here at Pauline's Point. So, you know. A little bit of silliness from that front, really, being able to give us access to flying. Worth a look. Ooh. I gotta be honest, I do think that, so the Avatar cards are my favourite pre-order, and like the beginner card thing probably isn't, there's like a beginner's set, like 30 quid, and it's like, you know what, fair. Some of the other ones, I mean, I'm nostalgic for Avatar Last Airbender, don't get me wrong, it was an amazing show, but am I wanting to go in the hole by a good 100 quid? There's nothing to say the 500 set wasn't cheap. No, it was fucking even more expensive, and ugh. I can understand that point when people talk about the Universe Beyond stuff, because it is stupid, that it is so pricey. I feel like most card games that suffer from that same issue, actually, in a way where it's like, yeah, it's a fucking investment to get into because, well, they need to make money somehow, damn it. Average wait time went up to 8 minutes. It's nearly 10 o'clock. I should not be surprised. No, tell you what, this is on me. I should maybe play the different game instead today. I'll leave it at this because otherwise I'm just going to be sat here for however long. So next time we'll fight Shiva. I'll use the same thumbnail even as well if I have to, but